Transformations, baby. Transformations. I'm going through a transformation right here. I think I'm going to become like a flat brim guy. You know, I mean, I got the GM Joe has been wearing these cutout shirts up there all the time. And we kind of giggle and clown, not clown, but like kind of like, hey, Joe in the shirts, you know. Dude, I tried it. Dude, don't knock it till you try it. This is freedom. Unbelievable. You know, there's no binding on the shoulders. This is the way to go.
The body for it, first of all, Blasey.
No, dude, you could have any body. It's about freeing the body.
Freeing it?
Oh, yeah, dude. Just freeze everything up. And then so I got to, had to come in with this, figured the flat brim would pop it off, and drop these glasses on you just to let you know.
And Blasey, I just have to throw a little quick reminder out while we're right here at the top of this.
Bring it on.
It's a little reminder. If you're loving this show and you want to keep up with all of the craziness, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Tigs Bits. That's TIGS BITS. You have to be careful there, Blasey.
You got to be very careful. Those S's are important.
The S is extremely important. Don't look up Tig Bits on Instagram. I did do what Austin Dennis said. I've looked that up. And
I haven't done that yet. I need to do that.
You'll find some new favorite pictures. That's for daggone sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But we have a ton of exclusive content coming your way. Stuff that we're working on. I know Blasey and I have been side texting this morning. He's got some stuff he's working on. I have some more stuff that I'm working on. I have an interview I'm doing next week, which is going to be interesting that Blasey doesn't even know about yet. I locked that down this morning. And look, if you're feeling generous and you want to support the show directly financially, you can also do that. You can drop a donation over at our Venmo at Tigs Bits Show, LLC. Again, you have to be careful with the spelling, apparently, but every bit helps us to bring you the best content possible, and we love all of the love and the support that everybody has been showing the show, and thank you guys so much for all of that. But all the housekeeping stuff is out of the way, Blasey.
So let's get this thing popping today. I know you got some stuff. I got some stuff. I want to get a shot of this alpha to begin with.
Hit that alpha.
Alpha. This.
Oh,
I think I just sprayed it the wrong direction. Hold on, let me try it again. Oh, there it goes. I think I sprayed like 9 squirts on me. So, that just changes everything. It just changes everything. Brings it up, man.
I can smell it through the microphone.
I know you can.
It's unbelievable.
I absolutely know you can.
I can smell it through the headphones.
Yeah, man.
So what? We don't know, Blasey. We don't know if our compadre will be joining us. I got a feeling, as usual, he probably will chime in. You and I both kind of use our phone. There ain't no kind of to it. We use our phones as our cameras, so can't check it. Hopefully he comes in. If not, understandable. The dude has been on the road. He's been in Alaska.
He's on the road right now.
Is he on the road?
Yeah, it's a day off.
Yeah, he's in Wisconsin.
There's no damn telling what.
That's exactly
how last night went. You know what I mean? And he's not an early riser to begin with, so this is he's usually up maybe an hour before this. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's hit or miss. I get it.
It's okay. It's totally okay. We will survive, but we pushed the limits this week of hoping that we could catch him so that all three of us can do the show. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's right.
And knowing that he is going to be on the road and doing all of this stuff, it just comes with the territory. He could also be planning a super tour. Who the hell knows what is going on that man's mind? But I think you're right. He's probably still asleep. We pushed the limits this week, Blasey. We generally try to record our Bubba exclusive show on a Tuesday, a Wednesday at the latest. But here it is. It's Thursday at noon, baby. So whenever you're listening to this sucker is fresh. It's like a Subway fresh baked bread fresh. Like you could smell it rising.
Oh, it really is. Just coming off. Still warm. It'll be still warm when you start listening to it. Just don't touch your phone. It might burn you.
That's exactly right. Well, Blasey, I did have something that I kind of wanted to jump into right off the bat. Bubba related. Bubba. Let's just jump right into it.
Jump off into this.
And this is kind of just from me seeing the chats here lately, Twitter, X, reading comments, doing the things that you shouldn't do, but just reading the comments on Bubba and being in the chat. And I'll tell you, I kind of have to agree with several of the folks here lately that I've been reading. People are kind of tired of hearing Bubba talking about politics on every show and all of that. I get it, dude. I get it. It's that time of season. It's the time of year. It's the most trending thing that is going on right now. And we're all trying to hop on trends. I mean, we've used it ourselves, and it's worked to get us a little bit more engagement or a little bit more reach. But that political discourse does get tiring, and I think that you can kind of start to corner yourself into that's all that they are, and that's all that we are, and that's all that he is, and all that stuff because of your political beliefs. It has nothing to do with how you really are or anything like that. It's the portrayal that is out there, and I'm starting to see a little pushback in the Bubba Army that people are kind of tired of talking about politics.
Oh, they're talking politics too much, huh?
I think they're talking a little bit too much politics. It's something that I get it. You got to talk about it. I mean, it's happening. How can you not?
Yeah.
But it's kind of turned me off. I haven't been watching the morning shows as much as I have been because every tagline or, thing that's been on there every morning has been something about something political or Trump this or Harris this or whatever. And I know that it's all for engagement. I get it. And we're guilty of it too. But let's get back to talking about sex scandals and talking about other stuff, fun tweets, wrestling. The political conversation will take care of itself. If you want to go watch that, man, go to Fox News, go to CNN, go to News Nation and see our good friend Kurt Bardella. If you want a different perspective.
Yep, Kurt give you that left angle a little bit.
What do you think about that, Blasey? Do you think they're talking too much politics?
Man, I think politics it's so dominant. It's never been as much. I say that each political cycle it changes. It's probably never been so much in our face and so much. Honestly, so much kind of like there's a lot of important crap out there that's happening. So I think it's just taking over a lot of people. I mean, but you do look for escape sometimes, right? Because you can go get it. Like you said, there's plenty of places to go consume that. So sometimes you look at, Bubba's show as an escape and just talking about funny, crazy stuff and this and that. I did listen to a little bit this morning. I'm guilty, not because of that necessarily, but I understand what you're saying completely. But I've just been busy, man. I really had super busy mornings and kids and all this, and I'm running, cooking breakfast, and I just haven't been as engaged. But this morning I heard them talking about briefly. I heard them talking about they're going to have Cabanas. I think at Bart this year they're going to do for some of the Hall of Famers. They'll have their own little Cabanas and their little. I think that's where they're talking about doing that. It sounded like. I think I
did hear them one day here recently. I did hear them. They were in the middle of it whenever I jumped in and started listening. They were kind of talking about that and that Lummy's going to have to clean the wall and, and stuff. It's apparently the P wall, whatever. I mean, that can all be cleaned up. But what I checked this morning, it looked like it was a rerun from an April show. What's happening? And are they?
Was it? I was listening on the radio.
Unless my YouTube was just messed up, but it said 700 people were watching live right then, but it was the April show basically when Anna was canned. So they may be off right now. I want to think I heard.
Idea. I have no idea.
Perfect. Neither do the people listening.
I literally listened from one, I had to go from one building to another. And and that was like a 5-minute drive. And I heard talk about Cabanas. That could have been 2 years old talk. I thought this was something new.
What we've just talked about in the last 3 minutes, way more interesting than politics.
It is way more interesting.
There it is. Get back to that, Bubba. That's what I'm saying. Get back to that, Bubba. Please. Yeah. Everybody loves it. I'm talking as an outsider fan perspective.
Bring Bubba back.
Bring Bubba back. I mean, look at DJ Blassie, the one-man posse over there.
Yeah, you know what's up. What's up? You know what I'm saying? It's all a transformation, baby. Transforming things.
Man, dude, you're gonna end up being like the white Rio over there as well.
Hey, now you figured it out. I'm looking at Rio. I
figured it out.
They are cool as Christmas, man. I was like, I think it'd be cooler like them, man. You know,
I think you're exactly right. I'm looking to see where my son. Dadgummit, there.
I mean, they just sound more believable, sound cooler, look cooler. Like, man, I want to be cool.
Yeah,
I'm not a flat brim guy, like I said, but I don't know. I think I can get used to this. That'd be the way to go. If I lived in Tampa, I would wear this more. This is a more acceptable Tampa hat.
Sure is.
Around here, we're looking for a little bit of a bend on the bib.
Gotta have a bend. I mean? Yeah. No, I put that cap on. I have the same one, and every time I put it on, I take, like, if I'm doing a little video or something for our show, I'm like, I look so much younger. Wow, I look like I'm 35 years old, or at least I do in my head. And but at the same time, I'm like, I look like a goofball here. Like, this is so stupid. I don't wear these kind of hats.
I look like a middle-aged man walking around trying to look like he's in his 20s.
Yeah,
that's the fear. But more and more people are getting older that wear these, so it's a little bit more acceptable. So you have to be careful of those trends. You don't jump into too young a trend. You're like an idiot then. You know what I mean? You're just like an idiot walking around. Like, look at this idiot. You know,
the Kush man seems to be one of those guys who's a flat brimmer.
Absolutely, he's a flat brimmer. He's been, and that's just, and there's nothing
wrong
with it. It's about a persona that you kind of. To me, it is. It's like flat brim versus curved brim. That means something. Like I don't mean to sit there and stereotype anybody, and it's not negative. It's just a different type of persona that they put off. A little more edgy, a little more cooler, a little more. I'm down with this and down with that a little bit, maybe more than you are. Like, you're probably a little bit more guided in a box with your little round brim. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck is what I say when I wear this.
That's exactly what that says. That is 1,000,000% what it says, which is exactly what our friends Craig and Rio portray. And if y'all missed that live this week, Operation Pigmentation live from the Bubba Army studio, man, what a show. I hope they start going live every week. Honestly,
that was cool. Yeah, that's incredible, man. Those guys are so damn entertaining. You know what I mean? I don't care what platform they're on. They're really good at this.
Chat GPT, give me 10 questions to ask Craig and Rio. They own a barbershop. Bam. And then it will give you 10 questions, and you just ask 5 of those, and you have one of the most entertaining shows you'll ever hear. Because you don't know what they're going to say.
You just got to tee it up and let them just drive that thing.
It.
You know what I mean?
That's
exactly what
awesome.
I'll do for you.
I know I want to throw this out there, Blasey, because we haven't talked about it. But, I mean, wouldn't you love to have them on as a guest? One or both of them, or maybe one each individually.
Hell yeah.
As a guest.
Yes.
Why haven't we thought about this?
Well, I guess
we just did.
I guess we just did. Yeah. Like, it's not that I haven't thought about it. It's like, but I don't know. Yes, we do.
I
don't know. Now, the thing is, their setup, they typically go to the studio. So we'd probably have to do some kind of a deal where if they're probably crunched for time. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. But
no. I'm with it.
It would be difficult for them. We'd have to schedule. As soon as they got done with Operation Pigmentation, probably roll it right into another one. Or they might be willing to come back to the studio one after.
You know how we get this? You know how we'll make this happen? You got it.
Seth. What are we thinking?
Seth money, baby.
He can work out all these details. Love to bring them guys on here. Yeah, man. That'd be.
Yeah, we're just idea guys. We'll let Seth do all the hard work. He can make it happen.
Man, that'd be fun. It
would be fun. A Tigs Bits Operation Pigmentation smash up. Would just be.
It's better because you got kind of like Southern guys, and then you got like bringing in what those guys bring from, St. Pete, this whole nother edge deal. Like, these are kind of two different. It didn't like, because, Seth is just Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Let's take South Alabama and Louisiana. And, man, I think we got something. You know what I mean? I think
you got the dirty fun. South is what you got, baby. Hell yeah.
It's a little bit more raw. You know what I mean? It's throwing in that gumbo, you're throwing in a little bit more. Just a touch more spice,
a little more spice. Kick it up a notch. Kick it up a notch, man. Speaking of kicking it up a notch, shout out to all of the folks who have sent us some seasonings.
Man, we've been seasoning
lately.
Up, man.
Yeah.
So, and dude, home run seasonings too. I'm not just saying
home runs.
Those are really good. That dang that Any Reason seasoning, dude, that's so good. And the damn Cajun seasoning that you sent me, the Cypress dust.
Oh man. Yeah,
golly, that stuff's good too. It's so flavorful, and like you said, it's like literally more than or less than half the salt content of Tony's, which I love Tony's. Nothing against Tony's, but it's just like a grown-up version of Tony's,
That's the thing, man. Tony's Sasheries started the whole Creole seasoning deal in Louisiana. They were the first to market it, to really put logos and all that stuff behind it and go nationwide. use Chef Paul Prudhomme and all of those guys to kind of make that famous in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and then it's still like it's just Tony's, just like Coke is Coke. You know, whenever you think of Creole seasoning, you think of Tony's. There's so much better seasoning out there, though, than Tony's. It just, as it's adapted over the years, what I love about being in Louisiana, all of these folks, we've had them on. How the Cajun Lady accent, her seasonings, phenomenal. And there's none of them are better than the other ones, necessarily, the ones that I like, and the only ones that we're ever going to pimp are the ones that we like and use.
Oh, yeah.
But Hal's, I love all of her stuff, and she has a whole line that can take you all the way through to dips. I understand dips a little bit more now after having Austin Dennis on, and kind of why she went in that direction. It makes sense.
Yep.
So there's just so many different things, but the Creole seasoning, like what my good buddy Russell Swear at T Russ's Cypress Dust has made, is a low sodium Creole seasoning that will kick up anything. Man, I use it on everything. I use it in gumbos. I use it whenever I'm sweating down vegetables to make a gravy or whatever dish it is that I'm making. And I think one thing that you and I are going to have to do, and I've done one this week, is we're getting all these people are sending us this stuff, and we appreciate it. We're going to use it. But we're not only going to use it, we're going to make videos of us using it and how we apply it and all of that and help to market their stuff. But we're not going to use it if we don't like it.
No, heck no, we're not. You know what I mean? And dude, both of those are home runs. I haven't tried like the rub yet at all, but I haven't opened it yet. But man, those two right there, bam, bam. I mean, those are in the mix now. You know?
Oh yeah,
just like the brush dust. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get my hands on more of that. Speaking of, but yeah, man, you know, it's good. It's good. You know, I used some this morning playing around with some stuff. I should have something together on that. I've never made any pickles, done any type of pickling, and today I did some pickles with jalapenos and with banana peppers and garlic, and I even got my fresh rosemary out of the back and add that in there too for flavor. So we're going to see. I'm kind of doing a little hybrid deal. I don't want to talk about it too. Well, I'm talking about it now, but I want to taste it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've never made it before, right? I've never made it. Yeah. So, but it should be ready to go like as soon as tomorrow. You know, they're sitting up right now. All the cans, I sealed the cans. They all pop, which is great. You know what I mean? Nice. So they all sealed. So I got 8 sealed cans. I got enough to do 8 more. So I'll probably end up doing that. But anyway, man, yeah, that's, but I used a little bit of that Any Reason seasoning in that too. So.
Oh, nice.
Why wouldn't I?
Nice. Why wouldn't you? I opened them both. I haven't used them on anything, but I had to try it. I'm like, I just got to try it.
Oh, and
I can't wait to use them both. The Any Reason is Any Reasoning Season. Any Reason Season.
Yeah, Any Reason
Season. I don't have them.
Any Reason Seasoning, I think.
Yeah,
Any Reason. Yeah.
A great name. I love it. But I tried it. It's a lot. It's cut back on the sugar compared to the Low and Slow. I think is the other one. You know, that's more for
Low and Slow
barbecue
rub.
Chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has more sugar in it. Basically, that's the two different. That's the biggest difference I could tell. They both tasted similar.
They have a similar flavor. Okay.
Similar flavor
profile. Yeah.
But one has a lot more sugar.
Okay.
The Low and Slow. So, but I can't wait to put that on. Like I told Austin, I can't wait to put this on some chicken hips.
Oh,
I love me some hips.
Dude, it's so good. They're so good. You can't overcook them. They're always juicy and perfect and beautiful and just
the best.
Dude.
I told him I eat a 12-pack a week, and he's just like, "What?" It's like, you know, you get one of those big packs at Walmart, and they're 8 to 12 in one of those big packs, and I'll usually grill them one night and eat on them for 3 or 4 days. So yeah, I eat chicken thighs probably entirely too much. Whenever I die at age 57.
No, I mean, you know, I don't think so. Chicken's much better. Look, if you get the meat profiles, let's be real. Beef, probably. I mean, as much as I love a damn steak, beef's probably the absolute worst for you. It is. Then you got pork right there behind it, the other one, and then, dude, then we're moving over into chicken and fish, like much better profiles and food to eat. You know, like there's so many studies on that from from what cause I saw a recent study here, they talk about red meat and pork with diabetes, and chicken didn't show in that. It showed significant less reduction in that. So, no, I think you're okay in the chicken world, man. It ain't bad. Chicken ain't bad.
No, I mean, I hope not, because I eat the fire out of it. So, I mean, I really do. I eat chicken way more than probably anything else. I love red meat too, and you've been kind of on a health journey, Blasey. Bring us up to speed a little bit on that. I know that you've been trying some alternatives to red meat, doing some of the impossible stuff. How's that been going for you?
Man, it's still going good. I've had literally in the last, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 weeks now. So I ate some chicken wings the other night. That's the first time I've eaten, like sitting down to eat, and it just got chicken wings. Other than that, man, I really haven't had any meat. Like, I've been pretty meatless, and it's been, dude, it's fine. It's like I'm not hungry because there's so much to cook and so much to eat. I probably need to back off some of the bread because that's been kind of taking over where the meat lets off. I got to get something to fill me up, So, but no, I've been eating a lot fresher, dude. I ate more salads, a lot more fresh vegetables. Like I was putting up peas. I've been eating peas. I've been eating, I got a pizza the other day from McTies. It was for the health of it. Pizza. I brought that home. So I'm always looking at different things, trying to keep it just fresher, man, just fresher. Yeah. But I will get back to when I eat red meat. It's going to be a fine ribeye. You know what I mean? Probably a big old bone in or something. I'm not going to just do it for ground beef anymore. I found a sub for that. And dude, that impossible stuff, dude, it's fantastic. I mean, especially I made spaghetti again last night. Use it in there. If you could sit there and tell me as you're eating that, like you think that's a ground beef in there as your protein, and it's not, So it's like, why not? Why not?
I think it's fantastic that we have those kind of options these days. And I know that there's some people out there that are listening to this. They're like, what is wrong with these hippie suckers? I mean, what? Dude, it's an alternative.
I just want to live longer, man. And unfortunately for me, and I'm not speaking for anybody else, but unfortunately for me, if I start cranking up the pork and the beef, my blood pressure goes up. It goes up into an unhealthy zone. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm talking like 160 over 105 type numbers. They're not good. That's not good. You're not supposed to run there. Dude, I bring this down. I'm 125 over 75.
Just from adjusting your diet.
Yes. You can't argue with that. You can't argue
do those breathing things.
Yeah, do some breathing exercises. But yeah, man, that's it.
That's amazing.
I mean,
it's really unbelievable.
You can't argue with it. And I don't have to take any medication. And I'm not. Because I know there's options. I'd rather adjust my diet and do without something I love, which is, pork and pork chops and beef and just back off that crap, man, and then bring it back in slowly and keep an eye on it. You see it start to go up, ease off again. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. It's not anything. Hey, love beef, love the pork, love it all. Oh my God, bacon! I could eat a pile of bacon. You know what I mean? So it's not a societal thing. It's just my health,
I think it's a good thing that I'm going to start to incorporate here at my house once a week, because some of the main stable rotations, tacos, ground beef tacos, easy to make, it's usually like you've got the roll of hamburger meat, you've had it for 4 or 5 days, and you're like, crap, I got to use this. Tacos it is, So that's what always seems to happen at our house. I think I'm going to start to use some of that impossible ground beef. I'm going to try it. And kick it up a little bit. And
I think there's some stuff pushed back. I've heard, like, my mom, of course, comes in because I showed that Beyond. She said, well, that's actually backed by Bill Gates and,
that's what I'm talking
GMO and, that's the part of the New World Order. And I was like, I'm just trying to find a way not to have high blood pressure and eat. I'm sorry. I'm not looking that far. I'm not getting that far into it. But Beyond also so they do that the ground, but the Beyond has this package of already crumbles. It's already brown and crumbled. You literally add that right at the end, like spaghetti last night. I did that different. I think I'm going to do that more than because the other you actually brown like hamburger meat.
Like hamburger meat.
Like, well, let me just skip that step, and I'll just take this and just drop it. The crumbles in there 5 minutes at the end of the spaghetti, and then now I'm ready to roll. So taco meat or whatever, it's ground up just like that. So you just season it in there, boom, you're ready to go.
Wow. Yep. Speaking of moms, I got a little chewing out from my mom for the Austin Dennis episode. She said, you don't have to cuss so much. So that's why I don't think I've said a cuss word yet in this show. So
good for you. Yeah, and I dropped one, but
yeah, that's okay. That's
rare for me.
Yeah, it's rare for me too.
My mom watches every single show, and she critiques us on everything. Well, and we talk about some subject, and I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I got you,
I know.
Mom. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I'm the same way. It's almost like, Mom, I'd rather you not watch the show. I love you, but
maybe like watch one of them. Like, watch our television show.
We needed our moms at first when we started this because they were encouraging. But how can we delicately say, Mom, Dad, love y'all, but y'all really don't care about what we're talking about whatsoever. Just let us fly. Just let us fly.
Just let us be. Let us do this. Man, speaking of flying, dude, this is kind of funny. I'm about to go on this guy's podcast. I say I'm about to go. He comes to you is his deal. Wherever you are, he comes to you and wants to sit down with you in your comfortable environment, like at people's houses or whatever. But this is funny. All right. This is like, let's see if I can set this up. Back in college, there was this guy, and it's Bo Wills. This is the guy we're talking about. I may have even talked about him before here. I wish JR had been here today because this is good stuff. But he, I ran into Bo the other night, and I've seen Bo from time to time down here. And when I see him, I get really kind of a little bit apprehensive. It's like a little bit visceral reaction because in college, this guy, he played football and he was in an opposing fraternity. And then like this fight started one summer, like between us and another fraternity. And it was a big brawl, right? I mean, it was nasty. A lot of people were fighting. We went out to a bar like the next week, fought again. Well, at that point, everybody's kind of tired of fighting, to be honest with you. Okay, we fought twice. Like, it's all right, boys. It's good. Not Bo. Bo would never let it die. Every single night we went to the bar, Bo was fighting one of us. I mean, it was like, it got to the point, and then everybody's fighting again. It just turned into brawl after brawl, and it was all, and then it became just Bo was like just the leader of this. Like, he was over there like the warrior. I'd walk into a bar, I'd see Bo Wills, I would turn around and leave. I mean, he was affecting I was like, I don't want to fight tonight, dude. Like, I don't like fighting that much. And he loved it. Loved it.
Apparently.
But dude, it's like suddenly he's gone through this transformation. And it's like it's like being at Evander Holyfield and now hanging out with Tyson. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a different person, it's like, but it's hard to believe. Like you like him. Because he seems like he's a cool guy.
Or it's all like set up. It could be like the guy in Happy Gilmore with the lipstick. He's putting it on. He's got his list back there, and you may be on the list. Of course, he's gonna come to you.
He's just gonna come in here, just
he's gonna whip your ass. Is what he's gonna do. He ain't done.
My ass with this picture over here. Just coming after me.
Yeah, he's not done.
Take these air bubbles and just start. Just beat the absolute shit out of me. I don't know, but he's coming in here. I'm gonna let him. No, he's good, man. We actually get along. We laugh about it now. He's even like, he's like,
well, y'all have to talk about.
He used to seek it out. He said, "I'll tell you what's funny though, still, man. He's a big dude. That is not the guy you want to fight." And he was really good at fighting too. So, but he was. I was talking to him the other night, dude, and some guy straight tried to call him out and get him to come outside and fight him. And he looked at me and said, "You see what I have to deal with now?" And he turned like a calm Tyson, was like, was like, "No, man, I don't have any problem with you. I'm sorry if I offended you in any way." And I was like, "This is the same Bo Will." I was like, and I was looking at the other guy thinking, "Why are you doing this? You have no idea what you're messing with here." Like,
yeah.
And he looked at me and said, "I swear it still follows me." He said, "Even if I don't do anything, Chad, it's just kind of who I am." I'm like, dude, this is wild. This is absolutely nuts.
That dude whipped a lot of people's butts. There, I said it. That dude whipped a lot of people's butts.
He's been in more fights than anybody that I know. Like,
wow.
He fought he basically fought everybody in my fraternity. I never fought him one-on-one. He fought everybody else that I know one-on-one at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't going to let that big son of a bitch get his hands on me.
No.
You know what I mean? No.
Hell no.
But anyway, Bo's
that'll be
here.
interesting.
Do it. Yeah, it's called, what's the name of his podcast? It is What's the Big Idea with Bo Wills. And like this last political season, he went and interviewed everybody running for county commissioner and sat down and talked with them and stuff. And his idea, he wants to come in here. And he was like, "Man, I really want to dig into you." And I'm like, "I usually don't talk about me. We talk about me on the surface around here." I said, "The fun." And I was like, he said, "Nah, that's exactly why I'm coming in there. We fit to uncover some stuff." And I'm like, "All right, buddy, love it. Come on in, Bo."
I'm so glad it's you, not me. I did one of these. So I had a friend of mine that asked me, would you be willing to go on my cousin's podcast? I was like, well, yeah, of course, man, sure. And we set it up. We recorded about an hour and 10 minutes, but it was all he was actually at Tulane, and it was part of his curriculum. He had to do X amount of episodes talking to different business leaders and all kinds of different stuff. So I was trickled down to the end of like one of the last ones for him to like, he just needed to talk. Yeah. I thought it was great. I mean, I may have cried in that episode. I think I opened up. Like, I felt like I was on Oprah or something. I ain't never heard it. Haven't heard back from that guy. Don't know where it's at. I looked for about a month after we talked because he said he was going to drop it on his podcast at the Calzone, I think was the name of his.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Is the Calzone gone?
I hadn't seen another. He dropped one after we did our interview, and then I haven't seen or heard anything from it.
Huh.
Isn't that odd?
That is very odd.
That just goes to show you got to keep making content, Cal. So if you did, I mean, here we are months later. I'm still wanting to hear my damn interview. I thought it was good. Just because, or maybe it wasn't, but I would like to hear it back. You know, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was. Obviously it wasn't. It didn't set the world on fire because he didn't drop it.
You made him quit podcasting.
I made him quit podcasting. He's like, it's either was that damn good or it was that damn bad. There is no in between. None.
He may just do like some tour where he goes around the country. And the only way to listen to his podcast is to come into like an arena, you know what I mean? Like a theater. And he plays that podcast only there. You can't get it on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else. It has to be a live. It was such a great day. He's like a touring act now.
Man, it's gonna take him a while to build some momentum doing that. But
he may be selling out stadiums right now, and you're not even aware. You could be
completely possible.
Yeah, you're probably like some kind of internet, or no, not internet, like a theater hero.
Theater hero. Oh my Lord. Yeah, man. So there is that. I get that. That'll be fun though. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get to learn a little bit more about Blossy, the one man posse. And dude.
I'm gonna hit him with some of his fighting stuff too. Like I can't wait to tell some of his war stories. And you know, it's funny, him and JR I think grew up together, and I didn't know this until the other day. I hadn't even talked to JR yet. And so JR knew him beforehand. And so I still need to close the loop on that at some point, you know, like, so maybe this will be an ongoing thing. I can't wait for him to come. I actually texted him this morning and he sent me over his podcast because he was showing it to me, but I couldn't remember the name of it. And, we're going to do it. I'm going to bring him in here, right in here to the Odie, and we're going to do it right here. Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun. It sounds like a great podcast. It sounds like a podcast I would be interested in listening to anyhow. So. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Here's something, it's an inside thing. Some people may care about, like Tuttle or some of these guys. Dude, he uses 3 cameras. He sets one camera where it's a broad view of both of them. Then he has one camera on that person, one person on this one, and he does the thing. He sends it to some guy in like India or Pakistan or whatever, and produces this each show for him for $100. Like,
what?
It's not a bad deal, you know. He said he was paying $750 to begin with somebody. I was like, what? He said, yeah. He said, but now I got it down to like $100. And I saw it. It's like, just, you know, the camera changes and the angles. You know what I mean? It's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. I was like, well, that's good to know, you know?
It's interesting you bring that up. I was listening to Gary Vee this morning on my little morning wake up walk. I like to start off with something, you know, positive, inspirational, get your mind going. Mm-hmm. Gary Vee is good at that. Listening to his new book, and one of the things he got to talking about weekly podcast, what we're doing, making clips, what we're doing, like everything that we're doing. But he gave me some ideas on some things, and one included another camera. So multiple cameras with a different angle. Like if I put one right here, you can't see where I'm pointing at, but on the wall, I ordered the arm this morning. It's more work on the back end for me, but for our clips, it could help. And eventually
we made a clip thing. Yeah.
Because in Riverside, what we're using, you can add a second camera. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have audio or anything. It's just that second camera. So I'm thinking about adding that just to get like a, you know, like we make a point and then I'll look at that
look over
camera,
there at it.
You know, exactly. Yeah. So it just adds a little,
like it's a guy dynamic. Sitting over there looking at you.
Yeah, you can break the fourth wall.
That's right. Bam.
The
fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know if we can do that setup. If we could all have 2 cameras, we'll figure it out.
Well, whatever.
But yeah, we start doing all that. We may be paying his guy $100 a week to start editing our podcast. We start using multiple cameras because Tiggy, that drive me insane. I'm doing all I can to keep up with what we're doing. But thank you, Chat GPT. I can't thank that thing enough.
No, you can't thank that thing enough. I used it for something the other day real quick. Oh, yeah. I'm just coming up with a title for something else I'm going to be doing soon.
Unreal.
It's just so quick and so fast and so good.
I mean, you could give it a whole transcript. Boom. Now, give me 15 titles for this based off of the transcript. And those are boring. Make them more fun and engaging. Bam. Oh, my Lord. Wow.
Beautiful.
Those are great.
Just save so much time on the creative side of things where you just
it does.
Like where you basically brainstorming, it's not over with. It's just way more simplified. Like, where you can use that tool to help you.
Your brainstorming is
magnified. There we go.
I have to brainstorm of how do I want to ask the question.
Yes.
That's my brainstorm.
To make sure you're getting enough out of it.
And then when I ask it, then it's like, well, that's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. It wrote a blog for us today. I mean, and I knew that it's been able to do that for a while, but that blog was
still amazing.
Great.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Just took the transcript from Austin Dennis, write a blog post about this. 2 seconds.
Before that, to write that blog would have probably taken you 4 hours.
Oh yeah, and it still wouldn't have been grammatically correct,
no.
And it would have sounded probably a little bit more like the way that I talk, but not much. And it hit all the highlights. And I mean, look, if that's going to help us get more optimization from our show, it allowed me to be able to post our show on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
like I've been trying for 2.5 years to figure out how do I use LinkedIn with this show beyond what I do, but how can I actually share content from our show on a business side?
So you'll keep that more like on the more polished material, right?
Only, yes. Like the blog
Thank
will
you.
just...
I really appreciate that.
yeah.
I'm going to be wearing these shades and this hat much more often.
No. It's just going to be
Frank Boswell.
This is Frank Boswell, everybody. Not Blossy, the one-man boss. Yeah, dude, we're going to... I think you'll just open up the blog so you can kind of get a brief description of what that show was. It's not the transcript, it's the blog. And then there's, at the top of it, is the video. So it takes you to the video. But I think that'll be a way for us to reach a few more folks on LinkedIn. So, yeah, it's just trying to do everything to grow this thing, get this show bigger, get more reach. I've dove into numbers yesterday. You don't know this, but I've learned how to read our analytics a lot, and having 2 years worth of videos has really been helpful. Going to talk a little bit more about that tonight when we go live. So you're listening to this on Friday. Go back. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, go back and listen to our live Q&A session that we're going to do with our audience tonight on Tigs Bits.
Yes.
You can go find it on YouTube. But that's going to be a lot of fun. I have a few thoughts. I thought I would save that for the couch for tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, I'll tell you right now, because if you're listening to this should make you want to go back and listen to this live on the recorded live. I have a surprise for us tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. No. You get no more than that, buddy. You get no more than that.
I don't even know if it's a guest, if it's going to be something you're wearing.
It's just a surprise.
That's good enough for me. That keeps me on my toes, and it makes me happy.
It should keep you on your toes. Going to be epic. I love it. Hey, one other thing I want to mention, I'll go with just, we like to put the cart before the horse a little bit around here. We are working right now with a new hat provider. Yes, man. My man Jesse over there at what is he? I could have told you this earlier. Some Stubborn Hats. What is it?
I don't know.
I said it. Stubborn Pride Hats. Yes.
Stubborn Pride.
Yeah, Stubborn Pride Hats. They're going to be. You guys are going to be able to go in, select the hat style you want. Any hat style. There's going to be so many different hat styles. Then within that hat style, you're going to be able to set the configuration. So like I like a Richardson 112. You can set it up. Say, hey, I want to do a heather gray with a white on the back and put that patch on the front. Boom. $25. They will customize that hat and send it to you. So many different. I mean, it's going to be like 200 different variations of this hat.
Wow.
So we've got, yeah, it's going to be wild. Like, it's going to be really open. And like I said, to be 115, more low profile. You want a fitted hat? We do a fitted hat. All kinds of stuff.
So not just the Richardson.
No,
there's gonna
man.
Be
multitude.
So, yeah.
Any damn hat you want, you choose. You decide. It's like Burger King. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Have it your way. So
and
yeah, those hats. I'm excited about those hats. That's coming together. We should have that sooner than later. So very soon.
Y'all get ready because you'll probably get tired of us talking about it. But we've been wanting hats for a while. Like we got to have hats.
Yes,
and we haven't been able to find it. And thanks to our friend Austin Dennis, who this is his supplier. And
yes.
But you had already been talking to the guy. It sounded like whenever we did the show, or you knew who he was at least.
I dug into Austin's merch side.
Okay.
And I dug into his hats. And when it took me to Stubborn Pride Hats, I went, You know what I mean? He's not shipping that out directly. There's somebody else in here. And that's why I wanted to ask him that night about that. So, yeah, I'd been doing some research, but I had not talked to Jesse at Stubborn Pride Hats yet. So,
I'll tell you what, if y'all haven't listened to that Austin Dennis interview, go back on our YouTube, go to our webpage, tigsbits.com. It's still up. It'll still be up when you listen to this. Go check out that interview. I think it's one of the best shows that we've done, period.
It was a very good show, man. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
He is a great guest. He's informative. He really laid a lot out. And what was so awesome, and we didn't have this part recorded at the end because we were just wanting to make sure everybody's stuff was uploaded and all of that. But then he tells us at the very end of that show, this was his very first podcast that he had been on, which was, I would have never believed that. What an honor. You know?
He was great, man. You know, yeah. So
he's been asked a lot.
He was a former oilman, like moved way up in the oil industry, decided he wanted to start making content, tried to figure out what he wanted to do. He loved to cook, started doing that. Dude, he left the oil fields. This is what he does now, and he does a dang good job at it. He's got seasonings out there. He does great videos. Just like simple, good things to cook and ways to roll, man. Like, hey, it's exactly like I'm very jealous. I hope to get to some level like that at some point.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'm glad to have him in our corner. I told him I was going to smoke a turkey breast, and he was like, why don't you make a video? I was like, I was kind of thinking about it, and he's like, do it. So I did. I made a video. It's out on TikTok right now. It'll be out everywhere else. When you're listening to this, you can go to our Instagram or whatever. I do have a video of me smoking turkey, going through, putting some seasons and stuff on it. But he was the inspiration on it. And listening to that podcast, like I edited that video. It was about, once I put it all together and made it to the way I liked it, it was still 6 minutes long. Listening to Austin, watching other videos and how to do it, I trimmed that thing down to like 1 minute and 29 seconds.
Wow, you did get it there to the magic spot. That's cool.
I got it there. I got it to the magic spot. And then put it on TikTok, and it's had a little bit of a response. Nothing negative.
I knew nothing about that. I knew you were making it. You sent me a small clip, but I didn't know you put it on TikTok yet. I've been waiting to see it.
I wanted feedback, and I got some from our good friend Texas Hillbilly 88, who loved the video. In fact, he ordered T-Bird's Wicked Chicken Rub immediately on impact. But he said, you know what? Your video's great, but if you need to show that beginning. You need to show the end result briefly at the beginning to hook people, and then the rest of it was like, and I'm like, light bulb moment. Dang, he's so right. Easy fix. Glad I didn't post it everywhere else. Have not posted it everywhere else, so I'm going to fix that. Put that in at the beginning of it. See what kind of traction it gets. I think it's a good starter cooking video for us.
That's a good idea. I've seen several people do that. It's like, whoa, how do we get there? Here's how we get there. Yeah.
That's the kind of feedback that we get from the Bubba Army, dude, that is invaluable to us. We're content creators. Let's just be honest. That is what we do. That is what we have turned into. We have a podcast. We create content. We're trying to build our brand. It's working. We're getting there. But we need all the help that we can get, and you can't get anything if you don't get feedback, good or bad. I didn't take that as a negative whatsoever. That was the most helpful thing that anybody could have said. You know, Austin Dennis said, welcome to the cooking side of TikTok. It was like, heck yeah. But we've kind of already, that's why I did the video. We've already kind of been in that space for a while. That's the videos that pop for us, or anytime we're talking about food or cooking. I don't know.
Food is our jam, man. Like it really kind of our basis probably to begin with is talking about food.
Yeah.
And then obviously music and food and sports. Like that's just, but yeah,
that's it.
Food's a big part of it. So yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't do more of it. And we are. And that's exactly what we're going to keep doing.
More and more people are sending us seasonings and rubs. We got to find a way to let everybody know what we think about them.
Yeah.
What better way than to make a few dishes or some dips or something? I don't want to encroach in the dip game, though. That's Austin's. But we still probably going to make a dip here and there. I mean, he don't care. It's not like he doesn't have the market cornered on dips. But he does have the market cornered on how to make a dadgum good video on dips.
Oh, you don't think that? You don't think that Tigs Bits Razzle Dazzle seasoning would do anything?
The Razzle Dazzle. Oh, I think it.
Everybody loves Tigs Bits.
Everybody loves Tigs Bits. I think that
purple container sitting up there in that white lettering just pop off the shelf. Hey,
look.
I've been putting together some stuff, some blends.
Good. I already have a recipe for a pork blend that it's my rib rub.
Yeah.
I
just got a Razzle Dazzle.
I think that's the name of her seasoning, the Razzle Dazzle. I mean, that's it. I love it.
We'll talk offline.
We will. This will be. There's a good chance this will be coming. We'll see y'all next week.